Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Drive-Thru. I'm your host, Tony Sears. We broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We will get you out of here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime game. That's what we do here on the Drive-Thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. So let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, with us is Brad Preston with us. Ron Zawacki is uploading videos. We got also Javon Burts, Brian Bitler. We're looking for Jay. Hope he's not in the air. And David Racey. And here's how they'll line up for this evening. Bitler, Racey, Briggs, Francis, Burts, Clark, Zawacki. Oh, no Clark. Clark's a late scratch again. And I will end this show, right? I'll close it out. All right, on the board tonight, 11 games from the NBA. Also, a few college hoops. There's minor tournament action here as well. CIT, CBI, NHL with a couple of games. But let's get the show underway. Here, as we always do here on the Drive-Thru on Mondays, we welcome in Brian Bitler. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Brian in right now. Ready to roll with Brian Bitler. Brian, how's your week going?
I'll tell you what, Friday and Saturday were a disaster, but then Sunday I bounced back with a 4-0 college basketball day. So I'm hoping Chicago State can cover for me and keep my momentum going forward, but we'll see how that goes.
So what's the
You
update?
never know with CBI.
Yeah, you never know with CBI. There's no travel. So what's that one look like right now?
Well, last time I looked, they were down by 3, Chicago State, and I was getting 4.5. So we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah,
They're playing the Stags today.
Fairfield Stags there. I thought it was a little bit more Fairfield there, coming off their win against Little Rock. And, of course, these games play back to back to back. But, on the board tonight, we're going to see a lot of lines, pretty big lines here tonight in some of the games. Obviously, we're at that time of the year. Nets here will be on the road to face the Raptors. We see the Nets here going to be laying 6.5. We see the total coming in here at 219.
Yeah, for my best free pick on Monday, I'm going to run with those Brooklyn Nets minus the points. I'm going to hold my nose while I do it. I think this is a night we're going to see a lot of heavy favorites cash. But these favorites, I think the lines are really high, and we should see the masses going towards the dogs tonight. Brooklyn losers is 6 straight in a row, but the Raptors have been even worse, 10 straight losses. They seem to be on a mission to lose games. Toronto embarrassed this Nets team just a few weeks ago. 121-93. I don't think pros in the NBA forget losses like that. I think we're going to see the best effort from the Nets roster. Brooklyn has covered 6 of the last 7 versus Toronto overall. So for me, I'm going to take the Brooklyn Nets, lay the points. It's always tough with a bad team laying points. We saw what happened in that Grizzlies game a couple days ago. But for me, I'm going to take the Nets and lay the points tonight. I think they spanked the Raptors.
All right, Brian's looking here for the Raptors. They get spanked here in this spot. He's going to come in here and take them here. The line has come down a little bit from when it was earlier. It was, I believe it was coming in about 7. We've just seen it come down here to minus 6.5. Here, of course, Brian here on the Nets side. Of course, the Nets, it's just, made the coaching change to Ollie, hoping to get a little push. It hasn't happened for them. And, Toronto, man, just missing a lot of their scoring. Barnes is out, Scotty Barnes, Barrett, Porter, quickly. These are all their scorers just missing from the lineup.
Yeah, so it's almost like the Nets getting to play a G League team, or in baseball, a major league team playing a AAA team. You're going to have a big talent difference here. The Nets might not be a great NBA team, but against subpar competition, I think, especially after they got beat by about 30 last time these two teams met. So I think they get a little bit of revenge tonight.
Yeah, looking for that spot there here to take this Nets team, looking to try to get the ball rolling on the right side. So Brian here on the Nets, lay the 6.5 against the Raptors tonight, 7:30 Eastern Time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, we have gotten through the NCAA tournament the first couple of rounds here, but Brian's showing good results in college hoops for the year. As you can see there, 1,419 units of profit. Also on the board tonight, we got action from CBI, CIT as well. 11 boards on the NBA, action on the ice. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, my college game's off the board today, but my titanium's still around. My titanium, 71, 46, and 1, 61% winners. Last 118. You can get that over at pickdogs.com. Just $25 gets you that winner. Yesterday, 4-0 in college hoops, and I lost my NHL play, but I'm hoping for a big one tonight. Plus, I already looked at the card for tomorrow's Tuesday college basketball action. Definitely saw some games. There's 2 games on the card. Definitely saw one that I really like.
Yeah, there are some NIT. There'll also be some CBI. The CBI plays back to back to back to back. So once we complete the action tonight, we should have a 2-game schedule for tomorrow, based on that structure there in the CBI. So no better time to get on board right now with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs. You guys like to get that 7-day pass here on Monday, and that's a good time to get it because you'll get all of Brian's premium plays for 7 days, all the NBA, of course, minor tournament action.
Baseball on Thursday.
Baseball on Thursday. NCAA basketball tournament will take you down to the Final Four because this tournament will whittle down from 16 to 4 teams on Sunday night. That's covered there with that 7-day pass. We got a big lineup of baseball coming up as well Thursday, so great time to get on with the long-term passes here. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. Of course, you want to make sure you get on board right away with Brian Bitler because, of course, he does great work here over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. All right, Brian, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you again on Friday. But let everybody know we can catch your work every day here on Pick Dogs with your sharp contrarian plays.
Yep, I just recorded tomorrow's video, ready to upload it every day over at pickdogs.com. My sharp betting contrarian predictions. Make sure you check that out. And then I'll catch you on Friday and get ready to go into the weekend square dancing. And how's your bracket doing, Tony?
It crumbled.
Your Final Four still alive?
No, just not much on the Final Four. I was hoping a lot. I mean, I'd like Dayton. I thought Dayton might have been the upsetter, but it didn't happen.
I had Dayton in my Final Four, and that's the one of my Final Four that I've lost so far. So we'll
really?
see.
Oh, so you're still alive?
I'm still alive. Yeah, I'm still alive. I got chalked, though. I took a real square Final Four: Houston, UConn, Creighton, and Dayton. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how that rolls there. Of course, looking at these brackets, as we're getting right down to the great, exciting time of the year right now. Why you can't argue that. So, all right, Brian, have yourself a great evening, and we'll check out your video work here with those contrarian plays, and we'll catch angles, and we'll catch up with you again on Friday.
Thanks for having me, Tony. I'll catch you on Friday. Hopefully, streaking.
Streaking indeed. We need to get Brian rolling here. Brian Bitler here on the drive through. Guys, if you ever miss a pick, you ever sign in late, we always find it. We always recap at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. All right, let's before we get to our next capper here, it's time to show you what our chat pick of the day is. You guys did it again, man. We've only lost 2 times when we've run this chat pick of the day because you guys had Utah State and they did cover the spread last Friday night. So let's get to the chat pick of the day, and this is where you, the chat, can contribute to the show with the pick, right? And you guys own it. So let me go ahead and get that chat pick of the day up for you guys, and we'll explain to you how it works. It's very simple. You just basically go into the chat room and enter A, B, C, or D, and we're going to tell you what to do, what the game is right now as we load it up here. And I think we're going to go ahead and hang on 1 second. I got this computer making up noise here, but anyway, here's the chat pick of the day. Pacers at Clippers. If you like the Pacers +6, hit A. If it's the Clippers laying 6, it is B. Over 233.5 is C. Under 233.5 is D. That's our chat pick of the day, guys. So go ahead and start putting in those picks into the chat. You guys have been on absolute fire with this. The first one coming in from Lando86 is the under. That's coming in from our man. We are getting one in her from the Pacers. So get those chat picks of the day in there, guys. Solo like in the over in this game here. So keep an eye. Both teams back to back in this spot. So that is the chat pick of the day, guys. So keep those picks coming in as we will recap at the end of the show. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Up next, David Racey. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. I'll also contribute to your written work here on the sites, Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Play. So let's go ahead, bring in David. Dave, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. Had a solid Saturday, but had a pretty rough Sunday. But my bracket is also still intact, so we'll see how long that can last.
Yeah, well, absolutely, we'll see that. Right? It's been kind of rough. You know, it's been an exercise of futility for me over the years. Right? I mean, it's just it's always been like that. You know, but it's just tough to do. You know, trying to pick these brackets. It's not as easy as it sounds. No one's done it.
No. I tried. I typically go with like a lot of 1 seeds in the Final Four, which is just boring. So this year I tried to mix it up, and of course I had Kentucky. So that was the one Final Four team I don't have left. But we'll see.
Let's see how it rolls. All right, we go to tonight's action here from, it's the wrong Kings. We actually have this King, it's the wrong Kings. It should be the NHL Kings. We're looking here at the NBA Kings, but I'll fix that here in just a second because David's going to cover the NHL tonight here on the show, and it's going to be this Kings. It's these LA Kings, the Kings with the less banners. Kings and Canucks going head-to-head here. We see that Canucks here laying $1.24. Total sits here at 5.5.
Yeah, this should be a great game. I mean, both these teams have been playing really solid hockey recently. Vancouver comes in leading the Pacific Division. They're at 98 points already. They're looking to get to 100 points here today. LA is in third. They're battling with Vegas for that third spot. Currently a 2-point lead over the Golden Knights. But Vancouver, they come in. They've won 7 of their last 9. They're playing really good hockey. They're 24-7-4 at home. They're great on both ends of the ice, but I just think we're getting some value here with the Kings. Like I said, they're battling with the Golden Knights. They have everything to play for. Vancouver's really just coasting until the postseason. But LA's played well recently too. They've won 3 of 4, and they've split the season series so far with Vancouver. They won, I believe it was 5-1 in the first meeting, and then the second meeting went to overtime. So the Kings do match up well with the Canucks, and just like Vancouver's good at home, LA is solid on the road. The Kings are 20-11-4 away from home, and that's a really good mark. I know a lot of those wins came early in the season, but still a really solid road team. And offensively, they have scored 16 goals in their last 3 games, so the offense is coming around. I just think it's going to be a great game. I think it could go either way, so I like the plus money with the Kings here.
Plus money there with the Kings here. Of course, the Kings did sell with that last trip to Canada because they lost the first 2. They caught the Canucks on the last leg of a road trip and got that win. That was back on March 5th. And since then, the Kings have shown some fight. I know there's been a coaching change. So far, it looks a little positive, but still, this Kings team has been really up and down. One of the tests there, this last homestand, was something here, right? They put up a total of 16 goals in there. Like, we knew they were going to put the goals against Chicago, but 6 on Minnesota, 4 on Tampa Bay, and that was a Tampa Bay team that was kind of rounded into playoff form.
Yeah, that was a great game. I think LA had a 3-1 lead in the third, and the Lightning tied it, I think, with under a minute left, and then went to OT. It was a fantastic game to watch. But, yeah, this Kings team, like you said, they are up and down. They lost to Dallas, lost to St. Louis, lost to Dallas again, lost to Vancouver. So they're losing to some quality teams. They're taking care of business against teams that they should. But tonight should be a good one. It's never easy to win in Vancouver this year. I mean, the Canucks are just outstanding this season. But I just think, and one thing I didn't mention is Vancouver's on their backup goaltender as Demko is still out with an injury. So DeSmith, he's played pretty well, but he's not Demko. So I think the goaltending advantage does go to the Kings as well.
All right, Brad, looking here at the numbers here. Looking here at the Kings here, plus the 110. You're getting the plus money here with LA on the road. Of course, their last stop there in Vancouver, they did get the win, and they've been playing good hockey right now. Tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time. All right. David, let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, we do have a couple on the board in the NHL. Big card in the NBA here. 11-game card here from the NBA. Lots happening there. Also, too, we got a few in the minor tournament action as well, CBI, CIT, with David enjoying a great NHL season, 1,188 units of profit. All documented over at Pick.com. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, just 2 plays for me tonight. I have my NHL best bet and my NBA best bet. I've been pretty picky in the NBA this season, not a ton of plays, but I am over 77% in the NBA over the last 30 days. So been pretty hot in the association, so we'll look to continue it here. Like I said, 2 plays on the board. But like you and Brian talked about, best value is going long-term, especially with baseball and the second weekend of the tournament coming up. So head on over to Pick Dogs and check it out.
Yep, get on board with David Racey over at Pick Dogs. Nearly 1,200 units of profit here in the NHL. Of course, no better time than now to get on board with those long-term passes. Remember that, as we said, you guys like that 7-day pass here on the Mondays because, of course, with all the action going on, but more importantly, you've got the end of the we get down to the Final Four when you get that 7-day pass, and of course the promo code PICK at checkout also saves you that 20% off and 15% off, and multi-capper promotions are also available there. So get on board. All right, David, as always, great having you aboard. give it the right work. We'll catch up with you next week, but we can always catch your work over at Pick Dog Sports Chat Place, and we see you as well on the weekend shows.
Yep, I'm usually there at least once, maybe twice on the weekend. But yeah, head on over to the sites, either Sports Chat Place or Pick Dogs. Go to the top tab, click on free picks, click whatever sports you're looking for, and you can get a free pick article on just about every single game, no matter the sport. Pick Dogs carries a little bit more than Sports Chat, but both great sites. You get great content, great trends, great facts, and a free pick. So head on over to the sites and check it out.
That's right, guys. Head on over to Pick Dog Sports Chat. Look for David Racey's written work. All right, David, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week.
I'd appreciate it, Tony. Thank you.
We got David Racey here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue here on the show, guys. One of our newest features here on the Drive Thru is the chat pick. You, the chat, own it, and we ask you very simply to make your pick, and you enter it into the chat. Chat pick of the day today: Pacers at Clippers. If you like the Pacers +6, put in A. If you like the Clippers -6, it is B in the chat. If you like over 233.5, it's C. Under 233.5 is D. And I can tell you early on, it is the over. We've not had a total win so far. So far the total's trending with 3 votes. It's really close. 3, 2 for the Clippers, 1 for the Pacers. We do have an under that came in, but right now that's our chat pick of the day. The chat has been on fire. We've only lost twice. We've done this for 2.5 weeks. And the game on Friday was Utah State plus the points, which came through. And we're getting another one coming in. We have another under coming in there from Andy Adelson. So keep those picks coming in, guys. We will cover Blues Knights a little later. I think Rod is on that. We'll have a pick on that game. So, guys, stay tuned for that if we're looking for NHL. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Up next, we've got Brad Francis. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Brad's having a great year. Top the leaderboards, man. He's been nailing it here. We'll get him here in just a second. Coverage here from the NBA. Brad, what's happening?
Tony T, how are we doing today?
Doing great tonight. All right, here we go. 76ers Kings tonight, 10 Eastern time. Kings 8.5. We see the total 222.
Yep, looking at the total here, I'm going to take the over. You know, we have two teams here that tend to play at a fast pace. They score a lot of points, and simply they just put defense to the wayside a lot of the times. You know, Sacramento's offense, they're averaging 117.8 points per game. Philadelphia's offense is averaging 114.4 points per game. And I see Sacramento's having no problem scoring in this game. And then when it comes to the Sixers, I think, you know, they'll be able to score as well. Just yesterday, they put up 121 points against the Clippers. You know, they're also good at drawing fouls, which I like for the over. You know, not only does getting to the free throw line lead to points, it also slows down the clock. And then the Kings also hold the second worst three-point percentage defense in the NBA. So, like I said, I think this is a game where both teams will be able to score. I think it'll be fast-paced. I can see both teams getting in the 110s here. So, I'll take my chances with the over.
All right, Brad says go over here. Kings and 76ers over total here of 221.5. We will tell you here that Maxey will play for Philadelphia. Lowry is in there now as well. So Tobias Harris in there. Still Covington, Embiid, Melton, but we're starting to see a little bit more of the scorers and the bench depth coming back here for the 76ers because Hield is going to be in the lineup as well. Cameron Payne in there. So you do have some scorers here that can get the job done. And, of course, the Kings have been, we've said this for the last 2 years, it's just been dreadful defensively on the home court.
Exactly, yeah. And I love the news of Maxey getting in the lineup tonight. You know, and he has guys surrounding him like a Buddy Hield who could just drain threes as well against this Kings team who is terrible at defending the three. So now that Maxey's in, I love it even more. So yeah, I think it's a good spot for the over here.
All right, Brad here on the over here. Kings and 76ers go over total here of 221.5. And this one tonight will have a start time here, 10 Eastern time over on NBA TV. All right, Brad, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight, we have this 11-game card here from the NBA. Also on the board tonight, a couple from college hoops, a couple on the ice. And as you can see right here, man, Brad has been having a monster performance here in NBA, 1,760 units of profit. But you look at all sports combined for the year, 1,850 units of profit. Last 30 days showing profit, last 7 days as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, Tony. This NBA slate is awful today, but there is one game that really caught my eye, and I do like it a lot. So, yeah, I just got one play on the board today. It is my best NBA play of the day. And, yes, I did say this slate was awful, but like I said, there is one game that I like a lot, and I think I got to edge it. So, go check that out. But, yeah, man, great time to hop on a 7-day. Been hot all year. Ready to keep it going. These lines are razor sharp for the rest of the tournament, but I'm ready to capitalize. So yeah, definitely check out my long-term stuff as well.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Brad Francis over at Pick Dog Stream. Look at the numbers here in the NBA. Also, look at the numbers for the year. It's been on absolute tear right now. And of course, as we mentioned this before, the long-term pass is the way to go instead of buying these plays individually. And we do have a promo code you could use, Pick at checkout, and that is a savings of 15% off. There's also a multi-cap promotion if you want to pair up Brad with other cappers. You can do that. So keep an eye on that as well. All right, Brad, as always, great having you show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again next week. But let everybody know we've been catching your videos here. I know you've got some. We see them on shorts format as well with those parlays.
Yep, yeah, doing the parlay videos every day. So those are just regular YouTube videos, and then I've been contributing to the shorts as well. We'll drop a free pick a few times a week. So here at Big Dogs, we're trying to get on the short form content and really expand over on that side of the thing. So on the YouTube app, click the shorts tab, and you'll be able to get the picks just like that. So yeah, all on Pick Dogs YouTube.
All on Pick Dogs YouTube, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit those notifications, and when Brad drops these shorts, and you can see how he's pounding right now year to date, you get these plays right away. All right, Brad, have yourself a great night, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Thank you, Tony. Have a good night.
Yeah, Brad Francis here on The Drive Thru. Guys, if you ever miss a pick, we always do a recap segment at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's get back to our chat pick of the day. And we've asked today, the question was, will it be the Pacers or the Clippers? If you like the Pacers +6, you put A in the chat. If the Clippers -6, it's B. Over 233.5 is C. Under 233.5 is D. Right now, I can tell you it is the Clippers -6 ahead right now. We have 3 on the over, 2 on the under, and 2 on the Pacers. So right now it's been close here. So keep these votes coming in. Right now the chat pick of the day has been on fire. You guys are right on Friday with Utah State plus the points. They came through. And again, it's been a great performance by the chat. We've been doing this for about a couple of weeks, 2.5 weeks, and it's only lost twice. The chat has been on par, strong here with the chat pick of the day. All right, we just got another one here on the Pacers. So the Pacers closing ground up here. Let's continue here on the drive-thru. Up next, we're going to go ahead and welcome in Javon Burts. You'll catch him over at Pick Dog Spring. We'll bring Javon in here in just a second. Ready to cover some NBA tonight. Javon, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? How are you?
Doing great tonight. We got an NBA slate. There's some landmines out there. We'll see how we maneuver through it tonight. It's one of those days. Mavericks, Jazz here. The Mavs on the road, 7.5, total 238.
Yeah, it's a lot of landmines, Tony, so it's either going to be sink or swim. Hey, but that's the NBA for you, especially in, late March and on through the rest of the season. It's only like 10, 11 games left for these teams. But anyway, I'm on the under in this one. Now, I know these are two teams that, at least for this year or, last few years are historically, over teams, score a lot, don't play the defense. But ever since the mandate, handed down by the league office to, make these games, more defensive oriented, and the referees are swallowing the whistle. You've seen a lot of unders come into play, and these are two teams that, have been under teams since then. Outside of the last game the Jazz played, the previous 4 went to the under, and as for the Dallas Mavericks, they're 5-1 to the under last 6. And you see these games, you watch these games, with these teams, you see that, they're actually able to, play some defense, bang around. The refs are really swallowing the whistle. It's affecting the point scoring throughout the league. So, you have these two teams, they just played a few days ago, and what was the final score? 113-97. If you watch Jazz games as of late, especially since the trades that they made, I mean, not that they weren't taking bad shots before, but goddamn, they're taking bad shots now. A lot of perimeter shots. That's maybe in the first half they're going in, but in the second half they're just not going in, and this is like they're checked. They'd already checked out for the season basically. So they're competitive. They score points, for a half, maybe for a quarter or whatever. But then in the second half, the wheels just come off the cart, So and that affects, the point totals in these games, because you need for a total like this, which is 238, 238 and a half in some places, you need both teams to contribute to the total, for it to go over. So I don't see that happening in this one either.
All right, with Javon here on the under, not the under 221. Yeah, that was the wrong number there. It's under 238. Well, great, Javon here, under 238 Mavericks and the Jazz. Yeah, that whole idea with that. And also, too, I think also coupling the fact, too, is I'm someone who likes to look at advanced numbers. And you look at pace of play, and my goodness, it has dropped considerably. And maybe it's the length of the season. The pace of play has really dropped considerably. I know we talk about getting more defensive out there, but what I've noticed a lot too is this pace of play has really dropped dramatically. And maybe it's the length of the season here that's impacting that.
Yeah, I mean, it's March. They're in the 72nd or 71st game of this of the year for a lot of these teams. And, the wear and tear of the NBA is going to get you. These teams can't go up and down the court all the time forever. You know what I mean? And, with a lot of these teams, especially the faster-paced teams, in the beginning of the season or, for 3/4 of the season, it just affects them. You got to be deliberate sometimes as far as what you want to do out there. A lot of these teams, what ends up happening is, they race down, to the half court, and then they don't know what the hell they want to do. You know what I'm saying? So all these guys, they're making the same moves. You know what I'm saying? They let the defender come to them, and then they try to get by them. You know what I mean? So it's like they're being taught by the same trainers in the off season. They don't have any these players. They don't have any what would I say they don't have any originality to their game. They're all doing the same thing on the court. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a confluence of things that I think that's affecting the point totals, the pace of play. At the end of the season, a lot of these teams are trying to conserve, the playoff teams at least, they're trying to conserve themselves for the playoffs. So they're down throttling. You got other teams that are bad teams that don't want to be out there. They're on the 1, 2, 3 Cancun thing. You know what I'm saying? Like they say in the NFL. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It's a lot of things that come into play with when it comes to that. When it comes to the unders coming into play now, when the point totals in these games dramatically dropping.
And also too, what we notice now in this modern day NBA, it's harder. The pace of play creates the passing lanes. The fast pace creates passing lanes. You find that you find that you outrun the defender's back. You find that you can find open players. You can find open threes. But when you slow the game down, I think this is where some of the younger players struggle, because they're used to that fast pace. They're not used to that old school NBA where you just kind of bring it up the ball, walk it up the court, try to get the ball inside of the big man. The old school mentality is the best shot is the shot that was closest to the basket.
Right, and that's the thing. You watch some of these games. It's not that the pace has really gone down. It's really guys not taking the easy shot. They're passing up the layup to kick it out to the perimeter, and then the guy in the perimeter has an open shot. He's passing it to the guy in the corner for the corner three.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So by the time the shot clock gets to 4, 3, 2, these guys have passed themselves out of a good shot, out of several good shots. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing sometimes. You see a guy with a perfectly good layup, he wants to kick it out, to who he thinks is open, but he's really not, because a defender is racing towards him, and now he fakes the shot, kicks it out to another guy. It's just crazy. Sometimes the first shot is the best shot. The most open shot is the best shot, and they pass it up for whatever reason. Some teams know how to do it. Other teams, like the Jazz, they don't. You know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things. This is the new NBA.
Yeah, that's a team that wants that furious pace. Right now, it's not. They had their struggles, and also too with the Jazz, this is the team that gave up on the season, trading away two rotational players. and Fontecchio and Olenek for draft picks. When you do, I mean, I don't understand. You got a really good fan base over there. You can't do stuff like that because, the fans over there supports the team, and you do nonsense like that. And you already have veterans on your team, so you know what that's done to the culture. You've basically created a losing culture.
So here's the thing. So Danny Ainge is manning that front office, so he knows the worst position that you could be in is a middling team, So the fan base over in Utah, they're just gonna have to get used to know how this thing's gonna go right now because Danny Ainge is cooking. He's gonna be Trader Danny, and he's gonna try to turn his team into a contender, not a middling team. Yep. It's just how it is. And he did the same thing in Boston. Look where we're at now. Those are Danny Ainge players. Yeah.
Yeah, they certainly are. So we'll see how that rolls. Under the total, under 238 here from Javon. Mavericks and Jazz tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Javon, let's take a look over at Pick Document for tonight's action. 11 came card here from the NBA. Javon's been hot here over the last 7 days. 804 units of profit. A couple from the minor tournaments and college hoops as well. What do you have going over at Pick Docs Premium?
Yeah, it's all NBA all night over here. I got a 5-pack going in the NBA. Hey, like I said, it's going to be sink or swim, and I think I'm going to be swimming by the end of the night, with these 5 plays. So, check that out. Check out something long-term, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, yearly. Match me with other handicaps for the 2-for-1 capital promotion. You can't go wrong here. Sports Chat, place and Pick Dogs. Let's get it.
That's indeed, guys. Got both Javon Burts over at Pick Dogs from 804 units of profit last 7 days. Been on fire, guys. No better time to get the long-term pass. You guys, again, that's Mondays. You guys like that 7-day pass. It's a good time to get it because we got NBA on the board. Baseball starts here at Thursday. Also, too, don't forget that the NCAA tournament will whittle down from the 16 to the Final Four Sunday night. So all that Sweet 16 and Elite 8 action covered with that 7-day pass. And, of course, we'll save you some money when you use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off multi-cap promotions as well. All right, Javon, as always, very happy having a show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again on Friday. But you also contribute here over on Pick Dogs with your video shorts.
Yeah, so I got the video shorts going. I put up one today for the NBA, 2-team parlay. Let's see if it hits.
Let's see if it hits, guys. So make sure to like, subscribe, set notifications so when Javon drops these videos, you get them right away. All right, Javon, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again on Friday.
Absolutely. Have a great night. Win. See you on Friday.
See you on Friday, indeed. Javon Burts here on the drive-thru. Guys, we'll continue here. Let's get to the chat pick of the day. Rod's up next. Rod's uploading video. See if we can get it back here on the show. All right, let's go. We're getting a little echo on his phone, so hopefully we can get that corrected. Let's go back to the chat pick of the day. And this is the question for you guys in the chat room today. Pacers at Clippers, 10:40 Eastern time. If you like the Pacers, +6, it's A. Clippers, -6 is B. Over 233.5 is C. Under 233.5 is D. Right now, it's tight right now. We had 4 on the Clippers, 3 on the Pacers, and 4 on the over. A couple here on the under. Remember, you guys have been absolutely on fire in the chat. We've won for the last 2.5 weeks, only 2 losses here, coming off a win on Friday with Utah State plus the point. So get those picks into the chat, guys, and we want to hear from you. So chat pick of the day today are the Pacers and Clippers, and we got another one coming in on the Pacers. So we're tied here with Pacers and Clippers going into the last few picks of the day on the show. All right, let's continue here on the drive. Let me see if I got any message from Rod. Rod's up next. I know he's following the show, and let's see what he says here. He was having some issues, I know, with his. Okay, let's see. No, he's okay. Let's see. Nothing yet on Rod. I see a frozen image on Rod, and he was next to go. So let me see if that got cleared up. You catch him over at Pick Dogs. He's got coverage for NHL, and Rod is on frozen state. He's on frozen state. All right, we'll see what we can do. Well, we got his pick in the show anyway. So let's continue here on the drive-thru. Hopefully we get that corrected. Let's get to my pick, and then we'll get to the recap, and we'll see if we can get Rod here on the show, because I know he was uploading those. Like, I think there's 12 games tomorrow in the NBA, so he was talking about getting those videos uploaded, but we're having some issues with his phone, creating background echo. All right, let's continue here. This is not going to be my game, so let me go ahead and move the chains here on this little board here. NBA, where are we at? NBA. Okay, here we go. NBA. We're going to go backwards here. All right, so backwards we go, and it's going to be between the Pistons and Knicks here. I'm going to follow the steam here with the over in this one. So let's go here over the total here, 212 here with the Pistons and the Knicks. We know that the Pistons really have had some issues here defensively of late, and let me pull up my numbers here on this game, Pistons and Knicks. It really comes down to the fact that we've seen some really poor defense here from this Knicks team, and that's really what's gotten me concerned on this. Trying to play the under in this one. I just don't see that possible in this game. We look at Detroit. They've had their issues defensively here and offensively, but when you look at the defense, that's what's really getting my attention. Pistons defense has really struggled. It's a back-to-back spot. When you look at their numbers here, almost 120 points per 100 possessions they're allowing here over their past 5 games. The Knicks have been really putting up some points here. When you look at them scoring 112 points per 100 possessions over this spot. So with this back-to-back coming in, we'll be looking here at the over the total here with this Pistons and Knicks game. All right, guys, have a best bet over right now over at Pick Dogs Premium, so get on board with me. Right now, remember the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. And my long-term pass, 3-7 or 30-day all sports pass, get all my premium plays for that time period. Just like when you go to my handicapper page, make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. All right, we're going to see if we get Rod back in. Maybe still having issues there with the that phone issue. Maybe that's the case. We'll see here. Let's just kind of do an NBA rundown here for you while we have some time here. We'll get back here we got Rod's picks, so if we can't get him on today, we'll do that. So let's go here. We'll start here with Hornets and Cavaliers, and on this game here, I kind of looked at the plus points here with the Charlotte team. It's Mitchell, Strus, Wade out. I know it's an ugly game, but I can only look at the dog in this one between the Hornets and the Cavaliers. All right, we'll continue here on this NBA rundown. Pistons and Knicks we covered here. Celtics and Hawks is a game that we didn't talk about here. Holiday, White are out here for Boston. Of course, we know Trae Young has been out. Jalen Johnson out here for Atlanta. That's a concern there. I mean, I'm not going to get in front of this Celtics team. They won in a very bad spot and covered against Chicago. That Saturday game was a really bad spot for the Boston. They won and covered easily. So I am not going to get in front of that Celtics freight train right now. No way, get me off that track. I'm not getting in front of them. Nets and Raptors we've covered. Suns and Spurs, another big line here, but really, how can you? I believe Wemby. Let me double check Wemby's status. I believe he's out of this game, so let me just double check. But I would definitely, again, have to lean the 12 here. We're kind of in the period of the NBA where you're going to have to look at. First, you have to look at the living over the dead. Wembanyama out. I'm going to look at here. I got Booker, Beal, Durant in there with Nurkic, the rim protector. Can only look at the living team. The Suns is about all I can look at in this, but I cannot make a case here on that Spurs side. No Wemby in it. The way the Spurs have looked of late, no thank you. I don't want nothing to do with that Spurs team. Next up here we have Trailblazers Rockets. This is a one-way game for me as well. Houston is I told you this a couple weeks ago. Houston was going to catch somebody, and it looks like they're going to catch the Warriors. Rockets schedule, we'll toughen up a little bit, but they've been taking advantage of this week's schedule. They're within a game of Golden State. They do play Golden State in early April. That'll be a circle game for them. And again, the Warriors are just having problems right now. I can only look here at excuse me, I'm a sneeze. All right, yeah, but I can only look here at this Houston team. You take a look at them over their past 5 games, averaging nearly 130 points for 100 possessions. I don't see much resistance defensively here from this Trailblazers team, and Houston can defend at home. I can only look one way, and it's that time of the year where you have to look at some of these favorites against some of these dead dogs. That's what Portland is right now, a complete dead dog. Wizards and Bulls, speaking of dead dogs, probably can. Let me see what my notes on this game here. Let me first look at the injury report here with the Wizards and the our friends here from Washington. Okay, Jones, Kuzma, Shamet out. Caruso is questionable here for Chicago, but they will have Kobe White in the lineup, so that's an upgrade there for the offense here for the Chicago Bulls, who have been missed without Kobe White for a while with that hip problem after Siakam landed on him in that game. I'll look at the over in this game, over 225. You look at the Wizards, they're 29th in defensive efficiency over their past 5 games, allowing 121 points per 100 possessions. They're allowing 50% shooting on the road. The Bulls' issues defensively as well over their past 5, get up 121 points per 100 possessions. But they are scoring 120 per 100, so I'll look over the total here, Wizards and the Bulls. All right, let's continue here on our rundown. We've covered Mavericks, and did we cover Mavericks and Jazz? I thought we did. That sounds familiar like we did. We did cover Mavericks, and that was Javon's pick we just talked about here. All right, let's continue here on our rundown from the NBA. We'll get to the next game here. It's on this board here. Got 2 boards for this show. Next game, Grizzlies and the Nuggets. Boy, this is another one that's going to be a tough call, right? Because it's such a big line. I landed on the over the total in this game. Let's take a look. Let's see if we have any clarity on these injuries, because there's injuries on both ends. A key player here is Bane for Memphis, because Bane can give you about 20 a night. We got G.G. Jackson and Jaren Jackson in the lineup that can bring you some points. But Bane is the one I am concerned about, because, again, he's a 20-plus guy. He's questionable. He's got back soreness, but at least he's questionable. With back soreness, let's see what his contract situation is. He signed a 5-year contract extension in 2023, so he's got another 4 years. So there's not a lot of motivation right now to pad stats for Bane. So if he's injured, he'll probably sit out, especially a team that has nothing to play for. But I'll tell you, when he plays, he performs. So I got to give him that credit. But I'll look here in this game over the total. As I said, still a lot of question marks on Gordon, Jokic, Murray, Porter. They're still showing up as questionable on the injury report. These are going to be game time decisions here for the Denver Nuggets, and we know it's a laundry list for the Memphis Grizzlies. The most injured team, I believe, in the NBA. It may be a record. They had been 1 short from the record by being the most injured team in the history of the NBA. This was about 5 days ago. I read that, and they were one sub away from it. So I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the year they become the most injured team in the history of the NBA. That is the Memphis Grizzlies. They're on pace to do that. All right, next up here, 76ers and Kings, which we talked about already. Next up here, Pacers Clippers. This is the chat pick of the day, by the way. That we're glad we're on it. To me, it's kind of a bounce back spot here for the Clips. I kind of leaned at the Clips in this one. Mainly because the Pacers has been so terrible in back-to-back games. They're 2-10 to the spread in back-to-backs. We know both teams in back-to-backs, but a little more rest period here for the Clips. When you look at the Pacers on the road, they're giving up 119 points per 100 possessions, giving up 50% shooting. That was a late game last night for the Pacers, so they're back at it again. I just think there's a little bit more rest here for the Clips because it was an earlier start there on that Sunday. So I'll look here at the Clippers based on this spot here against the Indiana Pacers. All right, let's continue here on. We got you through that, right? We got you through the rundown here from the NBA. There's a few in college today. I don't know. Let me see if I pull up I got anything here for you on the college basketball tonight. There were a couple of games here that are going to go off. Matter of fact, I'll just change my graphic to college. So I don't think so if I have it up here. Let's see what we've got here. If we could update some of the lines for you. Fort Wayne, Tarleton State is one I looked at, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Let me see what the line here on this one. I mean, I favor the home team. Let's don't kid anybody here. I favor the home team. And Chicago State did cover final of Fairfield 77-74. We do have Evansville and Seattle starting. Tarleton State, Fort Wayne, top of the hour in this game. I could only look at the home team in this spot. Fort Wayne has issues offensively on the glass, not a good free throw shooting team. They don't rebound defensively in conference. They give up 53% shooting inside. Tarleton State, a really good offensive team in the WAC. They secure the ball. They hit 35% from 3. They make their free throws. Strong on the glass defensively against the WAC. And you look at Tarleton at home, nearly 48% shooting, giving up 42%. Fort Wayne, get them away from home, nearly over 45%. They're allowing this. This is the Tarleton-Fort Wayne game is a true home game here for Tarleton. So I would look there for Tarleton here against Fort Wayne. And there you go. That's the only one left to go here in college hoops. We did get Evansville. Seattle has tipped off So we've got you covered on all the games. Okay, guys, let's get back to our chat pick of the game. Let's close this out. Of course, we always ask you guys for your opinion here and your contributions. And this is a chat pick. Pacers and Clippers. If you like the Pacers, it's A. Clippers, it's B. Clippers laying 6 or Pacers plus 6. There, A for the Pacers, B for the Clippers. Under 233.5 is C. That's for over 233.5 for C. Under 233.5 is D. Get those votes in right now so we can close it out and come to a conclusion here on our chat pick of the day. All right, I don't see too many more coming in, and right now, this is we have a first. We're going to close it out here. We do get another one coming in here. We have a tie here for the under, and on the Clippers laying the 6. So we're going to close it out here in just a second, guys. So make sure we're going to give you a little bit more time. We got another one here on the Pacers, so it's tied here. So we're going to close it out here in just a second. But we need to get we need someone to break the tie here. We got a 3-way tie. Pacers, Clippers, and the over right now are all tied. So someone come in with their pick to break the tie, and that's what we're waiting for from you guys. Chat pick of the day. Who will break this tie right now? It's the first one that puts in their pick. We're going to break the tie here. There we go. Capital A here. So we got the Pacers here, and believe it or not, the Clipper came in. So we got it. So, well, we got A's. More A's coming in. White Thunder likes A. All right. The chat pick of the day is letter A. That will be on the Pacers plus the 6. Pacers plus 6, chat pick of the day. There you go. We got it in. All right, that's going to do it here. Let's get to the recap, and we'll recap the plays from tonight. All right, Brian was on Nets, laying the 6.5. David Racey was on Kings plus 110. Brad was on 76ers and Kings over 221.5. Javon was on Mavericks Jazz under the total, under 238 it is. Rod was on Blues Golden Knights over 6. I'll be on the Pistons Knicks over 212. The one I like the most there was on over with Brad here, over with Kings 76ers over the total. All right, we got that one in. Hey guys, now it's time to get the best bets in to the chat. Post in your best bets, and we'll basically read them out on the chat room. We'll read them on the show. So get your best bets for the show, your show pick, into the chat for now. That's going to do it for this edition here of the Drive Thru. Guys, make sure you tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring our cappers here from Big Dogs and Sports Chat Place. We'll give it out a place for you in real time. Remember to always get started with that morning show. We're live here at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time with that morning show. We got Chris, we got Jay. Of course, we've got Mitch up there. Don't forget the video series. Mitch's 7 Picks in 5 Minutes. Bane Tools Show is wraparound with the professionals. Also, Jay's Jam Session, NBA. Chris with his wraparound from the league. Rod Zawacki, NHL. Every game on the board from Rod Zawacki. Also, I'll have a big 12-game card from the NHL tomorrow, so make sure you keep an eye on that. Or if you're looking for help on the game tonight, he's got those videos for you. Also, Brad Francis's parlay shorts, as well as parlay shorts here from Javon and Brian Bitler. Contrarian picks from Brian Bitler. You'll find that here as well. And, of course, Dana Lane against the public betting. We also have all access here from Big Guy McMorty. And, of course, sharp trading plays from Costi. Brian Bitler, Contrarian, as we mentioned. So lots of content here. Mills with the UFC rundown and his prop shop. So we got everybody covered. All right, any best bets coming in from you guys tonight? Philadelphia +9 from Ron Crawford. That's a show pick tonight. The 76ers here at +9. All right. Anything else? Hornets +11.5. Chris White Thunder, his best bet's been good to us here. Here with Hornets +11.5. Shout out to Nick Beats Vegas. Appreciate that. Tarleton or Fort. I would look at Tarleton. That is from TM Day in there. And let me see what else we have. Any of your show picks or your best bets tonight? Let's see here. Chris Brady likes Canadians Blues Moneyline Parlay. That is Chris Beatty with a show pick tonight. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Any more show pick? Last call on the show picks, guys, or your show best bets. Get them in right now. That's going to do it. All right. That's going to do it for the show, guys. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from tonight. We'll be back again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Memphis +15. Memphis +15 from David Kleiner coming in here. Kleiner here with Memphis +15. All right, that's going to do it for our show. We'll be back again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's bring in our cappers from the show. We're going to wave goodbye to guys. You guys have a great afternoon, evening, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow here on Drive Thru. One more coming in. Nuggets here, laying the big points here from Trafford IC.